Welcome back,
All
everyone, to game number 3 of Auzom Premier League. Just a quick update on what the scoreboard looks like right now. You can, of course, see it for yourself at pubg.auzom.gg. But I'm still going to go over right now because we're nice guys and like to keep you all informed so you can keep this stream full screened and not have to touch your mouse and computer. Just keep the hands in the popcorn, hand on the drink, all that good stuff. We're looking out for you. You don't have to move. FaZe are
hands
currently
on
in
the
first
desk.
place. Hands on the desk. Don't move. Yeah, FaZe are currently in first place with 455 points. Second place is then Team Vitality. And third is actually Exalt Gaming, who were a little quiet, but actually with decent positioning, as quiet as they were both games in a row, snagging a nice third place with Penta not too far behind, and then Air Station Mike in fifth. But if you look at the points, with Air Station Mike at 329, in sixth place is when it takes a nosedive into 151 points for TSM, and that's also when the kills take a nosedive. So there's a clear difference between the top 5 and then 6 through 16. But nonetheless, there are still 2 games to go, and so this could still change.
Yeah, that's a pretty big differential, even from FaZe down to Vitality. I mean, they were neck and neck, both teams finishing in the top of their both games. You know, Vitality coming in fifth the first game, and then second last game, FaZe third, and now first. So those kills by themselves, all those kills actually came in the second game. So that was a pretty incredible showing there by FaZe. Vitality doing very well. Also, Penta, a little bit of a disappointment there in the last game, but Air Station Mike as well with a decent amount of kills, leading all teams currently. So this third game is going to be very, very interesting as we see now these everyone's kind of split out among trying to loot here. So moving towards Vitality, who's jumped right over Milta. We'll see if we can get another shot of all the teams and where they've landed here. And looks like Air Station Mike is going to go back down to military base here, Cam.
Yeah, this is another pretty decent, actually really decent plane route. We haven't seen any super crazy ones. I want to say that they've did a ninja update where they've lowered the percentage of crazy plane routes, because we've been seeing fewer and fewer of them, but still yet to see so far. King right now grabbing a bike, the buggy just around Pachinki, driving through, just barely misses, and where I believe that's going to be Method or hanging out is going to be able to get away and group up with the rest of his team. And this next circle, center, but center on the north side, and there's about, if you include the river, let's say a nice 25% water.
Yeah, I would say that's probably accurate. I would imagine that this thing is going to adjust south and try and stay centered. The river being a little bit more of a nuisance than anything else for transitioning teams.
Mm-hmm.
So looks like Air Station Mike has the longest distance to travel right now.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult for them, though. The plane did come from north to south, and so they do actually have less time to loot than they did the first 2 games, just because they had to wait for the plane to get closer to their location. Whatever, you understand what it is. It's a simple concept. But now Clientele here does catch out quick, lands a couple of shots. Can he land the final one? Yes, he does, just barely downs quick. And there's no one really able to trade from the rest of Pin Pals or to get a revive. So that's the first kill going the way of Royal Banditos.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Quick here. Again, caught out. That's the second time we've seen Quick caught out by himself here and getting finished. Cloudtail nailing that kill. Not going to be too much loot to get from him, but going to welcome those points. So it's going to be Avangar rotating up towards North George, and Penta and Razak, Method down in Pachinki. So fairly standard spread here for teams. Vitality and FaZe rubbing up against each other in the Milta area, and TSM getting a break for the circle this time around, having Yasnaya all to themselves. Looks like Smack is out looking for a vehicle right now. But even then, it's going to be a bit of a slow go here in the early game, as teams are going to have to start transitioning here in the next 2 minutes or so. So vehicles are going to be a big issue here for teams trying to get to the north end of the zone.
Yeah, luckily enough, most of these teams are already in the safe zone, just because of that southern ridge of it, just south of the river that's still inside. That seems to be where most of the teams in this current server have liked to drop. That's actually one reason why we saw so many teams have to come in late, is because I guess a lot of these teams are favoring the more north end of the island, the center of the north. And in this case, it's actually favorable to them because they're already inside. Only a couple of teams. Method now actually already on the move out. Looks like they've looted up Pachinki pretty quickly. And so they're kind of going to be wrapping in around Ruins, going to potentially trying to take that bridge just east of Georgie. But there is Uncharged there already, so they could come to a little bit of contact, but that won't happen for a little bit. Down here,
Yeah.
Rozak, Cynthia Dune taking some shots at Tony Sosa. He's going to be able to get away. Not too much damage. It's going to be Hayes, actually in the driver's seat, who takes a little bit. And actually recently announced, everyone knew this because he's been playing multiple games with them, but actually recently announced that he is officially a part of Big. So congratulations to him finding a new home.
Yeah, Hayes, formerly of Liquid, now playing with Big. So looks like we have Method now rotating up towards Zoti Nam, and who has they've got the Uncharged rather chilling in that choke position there on the bridge. Not sure if he's gonna be able to do anything. Probably just calling out now that he can hear some vehicles driving past. But looks like Big has come across Iron Mean here. Looks like he's looting in this triple story area. This is a fairly decent hold spot, so it looks like Big is going to want to get up here and to call this home. It looks like Hayes has spotted him moving around. Iron Mean completely unaware that Big have him in their sights, and he's going to get taken down here relatively easy. Tony Sosa landing those kills there. So he was just completely oblivious to that vehicle driving up. Not sure if it was just the distance or what, but Big is going to take this compound fairly easily. Method got through. The remnants there moving through Avangar as well. We see a crate landing here as well. Looks so what we got inside here. A little AUG with a sniper rifle compensator. Very good, very good.
I don't think that fits.
Yeah, I don't think that works together. So the perplexing crate loot system continues, but right now mostly just transitioning, Cam.
Yeah, and I actually really like where Big are right now. It gives you, if you spread out a little bit, the only downside to that one compound is the southeast. There's a ridge that blocks vision from the southeast side. But if you put 1 or 2 players on that position, just as a spotter, not to take full-on fights, but just a spot for information, you could actually have some good information around a lot of that area of the map. But now popping in on Wick, looks like he's the scout for his team, Team Purge, going forward. Potentially has his eyes set on that warehouse. Doesn't want to go directly on it in case there are people there, but no shots on him. He should be able to recognize that it is relatively empty. Hopefully he doesn't go too much to the northeast where he's going to run directly into 2 more members of Pin Pals.
I think he's just scouting, maybe seeing if he can bait any shots. Yeah, so Method does have a little bit of company behind them as well. I think I saw another member of Purge near them, but mostly teams just scouting now, looking for available compounds. Method has found theirs. So AT getting some med off here. Not sure entirely what happened to him, but it looks like Method has found their home now. I think we heard some shots. Looks like Keen. Yeah, Keen was taking shots from Leighton there. So Erky there as well. So it's just a bit of a mishmash. As teams are trying to kind of scout, probe, see where they can find anything. TSM still hanging out mostly in Yasnaya. It looks like Break has moved out to scout the next compound for them, just a little bit further away. Sorry, Smack has gone out to scout there. And looks like we have a down here. Blade Cedo has been knocked. Not sure where from.
Nah,
you come to
revived.
support.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
close.
he might have crashed his motorcycle. It looks like very suspect, unless Smack landed a shot on him there. But I'm thinking crashed motorcycle. Smoke coming down. Yeah, might have been.
It's gonna be close.
Might have been Smack, but looks like he is going to get that res. That first down, being a little bit more forgiving. So Blade Cedo is going to stay in this game. Smack still looting away there. Imagine we're going to see. Yeah, TSM's now coming to meet him. So LFO managing to stay alive. TSM looking to join forces again in that little compound there to the north of Yasnaya. Sane also scouting. We see Penta there on your screen as well. So not too much going on, but looks like Sane is going to get some pressure here on the motorcycle. Does take one shot there. That motorcycle providing loss of speed, but he's going to get away there fairly easily. A little bit of damage there, not too big. He's going to get towards his team there who have taken that warehouse. So Purge going to be in the warehouse. And Pal's a little further up there. Yeah. So Cam, I feel like that second game, I'm not sure. Like going into this game, who's your favorite? Is FaZe going to continue to ride that momentum, their third and first place finish, and Penta, looking to see if they can recoup from a tough game too.
I don't know. We'll see, but Penta actually already dead center. They could be in a position. It all depends on where their circle is going to go. It's really hard to call a game so early right now, but Penta are in an actually decent position. right now it looks like they're also doing a nice 2-2 split that it's not uncommon to see them do, or even to see anyone do on the position that they're at. But really, it's kind of all up in the air for a number of these teams. Vitality, FaZe, and Penta especially have been performing very well if we ignore Penta's game number 2. But game number 1 was strong enough anyway that I don't think game number 2 is going to phase them too much. And we know they can output the numbers. So really, it's just where does the next circle go? Because this area is it's a unique area of the map because there is a fair bit of cover, but there's also wide fields in between the cover. And so it's not the same of like bombing into the middle of a field with UAZs to create a house, or is it the same as like playing in the middle of a city? It's kind of a mix of both, and it can be a little difficult for a lot of teams to play around.
Yeah, you're right. I think looking at the way the teams have kind of been moving right now, that there's going to be a little bit of dispersion still through this next circle. FaZe rotating now, as well as Vitality trying to find a way in. Vitality moving straight into the zone from the south. But they're going to skirt towards the Yas area. There's no real rush right now. FaZe opting for the Stalber route. Sonic's getting some pressure from Energetic Turtle. So I guess he's the last remaining of Purge, who was just super late rejoining his team. Avantgarde there. You see Keen in the little yellow house. They're relatively split up. And then you see Royal Banditos as well. So actually Sonic's unfortunate crash and is now receiving an absolute ton of fire. That UAZ going up in smoke. This is going to be a tough exit from him. And I think Sonics is going to find his way out of this game. Unfortunately, Erky taking him down from long distance, trying to get some cover behind those tires. But poor Sonics all alone. As we move back to the map here, his team is very far away. They are trying to put some pressure there, but Sonics is guaranteed dead here. So there he goes. FCE rotating towards the shooting range. So a little bit of poking happening now as teams are getting closer and closer together. Vitality on the edge of the zone. Looks like we have a fight breaking out. Longo taking down Hayes from Araxa Hayes. Is that the proper way to say it?
That's how I pronounce it. I haven't corrected yet, but Arax taken down very, very low, and that nade maybe don't even need the nade. Last final shot from Longo should be doing the trick. And so Vitality actually taking a lot of damage, even though it's up to LFO to make their own way inside.
Yeah, Longo by himself here making long shots.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm not sure where the rest of his team is, if they're a little further north. They're actually somewhere. I can't see them now, but Team 12, is he the last remaining member of another? No. Nayu and the rest of them are really far away. They're actually at the coast. So you see Fuzzface and company rolling in next to them, just on the hill above them. So I imagine that Fuzzface and company are going to be looking here down towards those buildings, might be able to spot some movement in the windows. But looks like they're just looking to scout as well, maybe looking at that gas station, the new circle popping, as do some shots from Nayu and company. So they're going to be aware of them as we see Vitality rotating towards where TSM is. Break putting some pressure on a Vitality, landing a shot. Shiv goes down. More shots coming on there, and up goes the vehicle. Shadow being killed immediately. Shadow unable to stop in time. Shiv going down, so TSM is now taking it to Vitality. Monkey getting away. Monkey getting onto the high ground, obviously just trying to get away at this point. So not too much support there. It looks like Monkey is going to be the sole survivor so far.
Is he taking some shots still?
Yeah, still taking some shots. And looks like Crispier and Tiger Mafia getting some shots from Player Jones and Penta. It looks like Player Jones was the one who got the crate. So he's got that compensator, the sniper compensator, the AUG, and the ghillie, as the rest of Penta rolls up behind him to pick him up. So a little bit of damage being done, but Vitality going out almost essentially very early in this game. Monkey trying to retreat. Vis looking to push up. Look how far Vis is out of position here. They're looking to see if he can finish a kill here. So not sure what Vis is up to, but we see AMPR out looking to loot as well. So it looks like Break and company are going to get some much needed loot, as Mini Fridge Jr. having to opt for the water here, taking a lot of pressure. Mr. TV and Mini Fridge of Tiger Mafia getting a lot of pressure there from FaZe, who's taking up residence in the gas station. Nayu as well, moving the same way. Looks like they're headed to the water, or at least trying to get onto that beach. FaZe putting a lot of pressure onto the UAZ. Smack took down Longo off screen, so Longo's gone down, not going to be able to reconvene with his team, but they're rotating as well. And Severity, Fuzzface is already there, though. Fuzzface putting pressure onto them as the approach happens. The Fuzzface rotated all the way into Severity Cam, so FaZe has some decent positioning here, but are split, so Fuzz is going to have to retreat, make sure he doesn't get caught out here as the rest of LFO enters Severny.
Yeah, this is a little troubling for FaZe. Fuzzface interesting positioning away from his teammates. I don't know if maybe that was miscommunication or just they wanted to do a split like this, but now he is a little bit caught out because, as you mentioned, LFO just came in onto their west is Purge, then the south is actually is big. So a number of teams here in Severny, but Realx here, Restapena, or Real ZX, I guess is what we should pronounce it instead of some.
I think that's Monkey up there, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, that is trying to get back in his buggy, trying to drive away, but long shots are going to help him out. Can't really land too many of them.
I think it might have been Smack. Yeah, Smack's getting pressure now. Smack is just on foot. What is he doing here? Was he in a buggy?
Did his buggy get popped or something? Yeah, it doesn't matter. He gets taken out. He ends up in a crossfire.
Oh, yeah, it was his buggy. All right. Monkey was a little further away.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt there. So Smack going down again early. TSM struggling here to kind of get a bit of a flow going. So they are right next to Exalt Gaming and are one down. So they have to get into the zone here. Penta opting for a beach strategy here, maybe utilizing the water, but interesting here for TSM Cam. So they've been kind of struggling. How are they going to recoup here?
I don't know. I get why Smack overextended like that, just because trying to find some sort of cover in the circle is very difficult, because if you're not in the few compounds that are still inside, there's almost no cover. And so they wanted to send one person to scout out, and it was unfortunate, wasn't able to find anything, and just because there was no other cover, he does get caught out. Luckily enough, they only sent one person out. This would still have 3 alive in this fight right now with Exalt Gaming. APR gets the first drop on Chronix, and Breaks really want to finish that kill off. But now that they know the jig is up, Cup of Magic now caught out. Udyr Fire is actually taking the bolt away. Breakser here also sticking behind. Looks like he's going to be there to allow the rest of the team to make through, but yeah, doesn't get the full drop onto Break. Break with the answer back, and so TSM with a 2-for-0 trade right now. The other 2 members of Exalt Gaming having to make their way away and try and find somewhere else in the circle, and just in the nick of time because the blue is right at their back. But Cup of Magic and the UAZ may be running into trouble because there's nowhere for him to go that has good cover.
Yeah, that slow circle around. He's getting close to very, very dangerous situations. You see FaZe in that gas station, and we have it looks like another team looking at them as well. I believe that's Pin Pals. Pin Pals taking a look at them. Actually, Cup of Magic sneaking through there, relatively unscathed so far. Only fire coming from FaZe, but he's headed into the Severny area. Monkey still there, alive for Vitality, holding on to his team's hopes. Penta has moved all the way through as well, getting closer and closer to town. They're going to put pressure onto him. This might be a tough one. That's full team shooting at him. So Cup of Magic getting exploded there by Penta. So excellent job there. Well, I mean, I guess they just finished off what was almost a guaranteed result there, Cam. But
yeah, it was going to happen eventually.
Yeah, unfortunate result there for Cup of Magic.
It's going to happen eventually, and I believe that's Exalt Gaming out, because I believe Udyr Mayfire got caught out on his first.
Oh, he's there.
Oh, is he?
South. Yeah.
There he is. Okay, never mind.
Between
so still
Tiger Mafia.
Yeah. Still in this. Still 16 teams alive, but he's got to try and snake this out. But just look at this. There's not a lot of cover. Look at these wide open fields with a few small compounds outside of Severny. The circle is continuing to center on this big city, and so I can imagine that we're going to see more teams trying to bomb inside. Penta here, though, on the east side, not wanting to go directly in the city, instead trying to play the hill, but they're a little caught out now from FaZe. Mixie landing a couple shots with the Simsy. Yeah, Jemty actually wanted to drop him down. Those are some long-range shots. I don't know if Penta are going to be able to pick him up or not. It depends on exactly where he fell. Doesn't matter. He gets full-on dropped by Jemty. But now Monkey's the one caught out. Rather than Road or drops player Jones. So Penta caught up between multiple teams. I think maybe 3?
No, well, I know that FaZe is behind them, but I'm not sure if Monkey actually did anything. I think he was just happened to be rotating and spotted by Penta. But we have Vis taking down Crispier here as APR. Oh, actually, that was Mixie taking down Raptor in his vehicle. So that is another tough rotate into the zone for Tiger Mafia. But those shots coming out now, it looks like it's gonna be FaZe shooting towards TSM again. So hopefully TSM can fare a little bit better than the last time around.
I don't know. Looking at where FaZe are shooting from, and they're right on the edge, is going to be very difficult TSM, and that's where they're actually going down. But they're going to be running directly into the remaining 2 players of Pin Pals, and so or maybe 3 actually. Yeah, okay. So TSM have spotted them out, taking a couple of shots, not landing too much, or at least not getting any downs just yet. But again, the compound advantage is heavily in the favor of Pin Pals. A couple of smokes going out to allow TSM. Yeah, that's actually very well in sync. Allow TSM to get even closer, maybe get behind that tree cover, and maybe get just inside the safe zone, because the blue is halfway close and it's not too far behind them.
Yeah, APR actually taking down one of the team members of Pin Pals here. So That's going to give them a bit of a seam here with those smokes to rotate around that hill. But when they rotate around the hill, if not careful, FaZe might get line of sight onto them. And they've come through the smokes. Winghaven putting pressure right onto them. Pressure being returned now. Looks like the nades are going to come out. Nade going right down. Link a little bit short. A little bit. Oh, actually takes down Vis. So Vis has been taken down. So a trade happening here as TSM now completely under fire. Looks like there's 2 down. Break the last remaining player again for his team. Winghaven looking for that spot. The smoke is the only thing preventing Break from being seen right now. He's got to either move or med or get the hell out of there and get a res off. Looks like he's going to opt for the latter as he's not going to be able to get a res. So it looks like they're actually Vis is acting as a distraction there. So Vis crawling out of cover and giving his teammate a little bit of time to rotate. So playing smart, but playing the sacrifice there as Break is going to make it in. So right now TSM is completely on the defensive. A little bit of zone damage coming in, and he's out of space and taken down. So valiant effort from TSM, but again another early exit as Pin Pals finishes them off on the edge of the zone. FaZe looking to rotate, and Severny is going to be the ending here, as all teams now having to move there. Lots having to move north towards Severny Cam. That's going to be a tough rotate.
Yeah, just because, again, all this open ground. There's a couple of hills and defilades, but not too much to bank on. Reels now from Penta. They are still alive, still 3 players up on foot. Actually made their way down to the south side of Severny, but look at all these teams just bombing into this city.
Yeah, that's just the nature of having no other options to cover, and this is going to be a defensive tactic here. I believe Fuzzface is still lurking in there somewhere from FaZe, so he's got his team a bit of an edge, but he's not going to be able to do anything. Method there. Almost all remaining teams you see there on your screen are in or coming towards Severny. Avangar going to be late to the party. You see Penta moving in, and there's just basically all remaining teams left here. Fuzzface.
Yeah, if you include Fuzzface with FaZe inside Severny, there are 6 teams now, 7 if you include Penta.
So a bit of a gap here. You can see the overhead view on the right side of town, just kind of, or I guess south now, based on this perspective. There's a little bit of gap of buildings that you could potentially get into, with Opshi being the only one defending there. So Penta does have a way in there, but they must be listening to all these shots and being like, "Oh my God, how are we going to get in here?" They're on a ridge, though. I think the ridge they have is good. If we look at Penta, I think that ridge is pretty solid. So it looks like FaZe is going to try and pick up a shot onto Bo here as he moves in quickly on the motorcycle. A little bit of shots coming in, going to the water, looks like. So FaZe has a decent ridge as well inside the zone. They're going to opt, and probably smartly, to stay out of the city, because if it adjusts it out, it's going to be very difficult to leave there without getting murdered. It's like coming out of the water. FCE finding their own compound just inside. That's a good spot too. Air Station Mike using the natural cover. So trying to settle here. Looks like Avangar is under fire here against Penta off screen. So looks like Avangar is doing a good job of maintaining this fight on Anuktuv doing okay. Penta 3 down. It's a 1v1 right now. It's going to be Ultra trying to play savior here. He's rotating up the hill. See what happens here. Ultra, not sure if he's going for a res or what, but Anuktuv, I believe is how you say it, right? So he's not sure what he's doing here. Not pressing. Dranis is down. He must be giving his team some information. Smoke's coming out. I'm not sure if he's trying to play defensive. Ultra rotating, maybe looking for a res here. With so many players down on Penta, any reses will be a very big deal. It looks like he is going to go for the defensive play and just leave. So that was, I'm not sure if he was aware of how much damage was done, but unfortunate turn for Avangar there.
I mean, it's an unfortunate turn for either of these teams. Both lost a lot. Penta looks like they are going to leave 2 alive, but Anuktuv here with a very nice position. This is actually not bad. Decent covers with the setup of that Dacia. But Penta now with 2 alive, and they're the only 2 people on the south side. So even though they're not in a city, it's actually still a decent position for them, depending on where the circle swings. If it continues to stay on the city, they're not going to be living for too much longer. And with 12 teams alive this late into the game, a lot of that has to be strictly because of the cover of the compounds in the city. Otherwise, we'd probably be down to maybe like 6 at this point.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. And you can see here now Severny's starting to get adjusted out, actually favoring FCE, who's got a decent spot just on the edge there, but still Method closest to center and in cover. So they're in good shape here. Air Station Mike now recognizing that it's going to have to take this compound away, taking some shots onto FCE there, but there's going to have some pressure behind as well. If teams want to use this hill cover to rotate. So FCE and Air Station Mike are going to be facing off for this this very important compound now, as this is going to be a very tough hold for Air State, or very tough press, I should say, for Air Station Mike. This ridge would have been great if it wasn't for Avangar showing up late. It looks like Anuktiv now putting pressure onto Reels DX from the buildings. So Anuktiv actually taking shots from Opji as well, and he's going to go down. So that's going to be it for Avangar. Opji, I think they might have been sharing that building and unaware of each other, but he pops out and kills him there. FaZe trying to rotate, might have lost control of their vehicle using that vehicle cover and the water. So FaZe making it in here. Bo nearby. So that busted vehicle is going to be the only thing they have, along with the ridge with the beach here. So going to be a tough go for these teams in Severny and Penta as well. So interested to see what Air Station Mike is going to do here, Cam.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not pressing this fight earlier. They probably waiting to find a couple of drops down onto FCE Spoon to go into that compound, because if it's just a 4v4, if you just blind rush that, obviously you're not going to have the advantage if you're the one not in the compound. And like, good enough for FCE Spoon to not, I guess, deliver themselves up on a silver platter, deliver any helmets, deliver any heads for Air Station Mike to take. But time is slowly starting to run out. They may end up just, I guess, trying to see if they can't grab any of the rest of the hill. But yeah, Opji's still there behind, also continue to keep Penta. Luckily enough, Reels was able to make his way inside the church, the corner of it, to stay inside the circle. But Opji now running up, could be getting close. Opji is aware that there's got to be at least one more remaining member of Penta, because that wasn't an immediate drop. Looks like Ultra does die to the play zone.
Yeah, that was a bit of a spoil there. Opji taking out and pressuring two separate teams right now. Finishing off Angavar. Oh, that's a tough vault right through the window. And that's going to be it for them. So that was just a bit of a tough choice there coming through that window, as Reels DX is going to take him down as the zone continues to close. Fuzz Face from FaZe is still inside the zone as well. So they are still split, but still 4 up. Air Station Mike still struggling with this compound, trying to find a seam to get in there. The zone is now pressuring them, looking for any level of seam to get in there, but they just can't find a way to get this busted open. So right now it's going to be a circle transition for them. They still do have hill cover, so it's not the worst position ever for them. So we'll see what happens here, as it looks like there's some ammo rationing occurring here.
Yeah, luckily enough, as you said, they do still have hill coverage from Severny, as well as a little bit to use on this compound. So they are still safe for now, but it all depends where the next circle goes. And it's going to push both these teams out, and it's sticking right on top of Method. FaZe with a good spot as well, though. They don't have too much cover, but if they are able to use the sightlines that they have, they could continue to deal a little bit of damage to teams in Severny. Not able to finish too many of them off, but at least allows other teams easier time, and maybe they can come in late. But nonetheless, Ewing here is still trying to take long-range shot. And if FC East do it, it's not going to be too much longer for these teams to roll out. And at this point, you kind of got to give favor to Air Station Mike, except Juho Juho with a nice drop on the Tuffins.
Yeah, that was a bit of a hold on that peak there, and that little mistake allowed a headshot to come out. So Fluffins will be rezzed, as you see FCE now going to rotate themselves. They do have the vehicles to use. I'm not sure if that's a wise idea. That's a lot of eyes looking at a lot of vehicles moving here. It looks like they're using the vehicles as well, moving right towards FaZe. FaZe has got a line onto Art, and that's not going to happen. He just barely makes it into the vehicle. So it looks like FaZe now has a boat at their disposal as well. Yeah, where did the boat come from? FCE, oh my gosh, there goes Digger. He goes down. So these vehicles, I think maybe Air Station Mike is going to try to do the same thing as they're rotating vehicles. Fuffin's coming in. Ewan headed for the water. FCE all headed for the water. All these teams have no other options. Big now engaged. You can see here all these teams having to smush together in the middle. All of these downs coming up. Method engaged. Buzzface did go down in the rotate as well. So FaZe did lose one team member there. And it looks like Huz has come in and just come in flying with the AK, taking 2 down, but trading. So the Uncharged, the last remaining team member on his team, and it looks like Ezzy's is trying to get a res on a Tony Sosa. That's
what team is that?
That's Zotin.
Close enough. Yeah, he's gonna go in and able to get a revive. I believe that building is just barely inside. But oh yeah,
the
a
nade.
nice nade. I think is
Wick
what dropped the rest of Big, and so they're going out in 9th place.
Yeah, it looks like Wick from Purge there threw a well-placed nade. Jempty actually looks like they might have FaZe. No, that's YNCK still up and Jazz is still up, but FaZe went at Air Station Mike again, getting some kills there. The smoke has dissipated. All shots coming out. Method under fire. Air Station Mike under fire. Jempty picking up another kill. Another down, I should say, onto Air Station Mike, and he's going to finish that off. So FaZe doing well on the beach right now. Method trying to get at Purge here. No window cover, so Method doing a good job. So that was a bit of a mad rush. Oh, AC missing some shots there, maybe some window bar action. But looks like we're going to get another circle change here. FaZe's cover is not mobile, so that's going to be a bit of an issue for them. So any level here of cover there is going to be very, very well sought after. Method still 4 up though, so Method in a good spot, but now everyone has to move into that's a death circle right there.
Yeah,
man. That's
open ground. No one is favored right now, except potentially Jazza, but he's the only one left from Air Station Mike. The only thing that favors him is that he's on the slow side. Right now, this is going to be a lot of crossfires if teams trying to leave Severny have to run into, and Method's still in a very good position because they have to walk the least and they can leave the latest. But in FaZe, actually, with a good position, not to get inside the safe zone, but to rather do a lot of damage of teams coming in from Severny. It's all just on timing on when they all have to move out.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate aspect here is that timing can go out the window when it's just trades. Because you can see here that everyone's now like they're fairly aware of each other's positioning, but there's just nothing they can do because they're just poking, looking for, you know, a potential end to maybe get a team fight going. But there's so many involved individuals and teams that you see Real ZX could be a factor as well. He'll be coming in late. So right now, I think Real ZX has to kind of play that late transition and ride the circle in as best he can, being the last remaining player. Circle now moving. It's time to go. Zoti Nam trying to get in here. It looks like he's coming right across Jazza. Jazza right next to him, looking at him. I'm not sure if you can see him or just opting to stay hidden. I am Phil going down, so Purge getting pressure immediately. It looks like the team to move first is going to be the team that does best. But meanwhile, Method actually seeing that. So Dynamic took down Real ZX. Mixie taking down Jazza. FaZe rotating on the beach here. Looking towards Zoti Nam here. They've got their vehicle already exploded. Method seeing them as well. They're in a lot of trouble. Method just opting to chill and wait because they know there's one team coming late and playing the back spot here. He's another team coming through. So that's Blade Cedo putting some pressure. It looks like Bird going down as well. This is a mess, Cam.
Yeah, Blade Cedo with the flank around was actually pushed away, I believe, from Method and able to catch out Purge Gaming, but doesn't suspect Wick. So in the corner when he got the first kill, but is Dynamic gonna be there for the trade? No! That is LFO fully taken out. Wick is still there, but Method are aware of it.
Oh, Wick is trapped.
Around the corner. Yeah,
Wick's trapped.
Tried to
Wick has
vault
got to
over
jump
it.
out. Ooh, he's gonna make it out barely. Zone damage coming in, and Jempty actually finishing that kill. So FaZe on their rotate has been cleaning up all these teams. Mixie is down, and so is Hax as they are going one-on-one now. Jempty being the last remaining player. Method coming in as well. Top 3 finish again for FaZe here. Zoti Nam and Method being the last players remaining. 8C going down very, very low. The Uncharged being downed, and it looks like Hax has been finished. Jempty finishing off Andy. So FaZe picking up a ton of kills with 1 player remaining. It's a 1v1, Cam. It looks like we have 8C versus Jempty for the win here. Jempty peeking out, knows where he is. He's got the exact idea. Pressure coming here now, looking for that headshot. No helmet on for 8C. Jempty looking for that spot, just pre-firing. He sees no helmet, just looking for that headshot. 1 tap will do it. Jempty full health, level 3 helmet, although damaged, and armor, although damaged, and a level 1 vest and no helmet for AC. This is going to be an uphill battle. Trying to poke, neither of them in the zone. 8 seconds remaining. AC looks to be on the low side of this fight, but Jempty, they both have to move. Just waiting for that one shot to land. AC recognizing his disadvantage.
If you look at the play zone, actually, looks like I think he has a little bit of an advantage. He is waiting around because Jempty is right next to the zone.
Here
the blue is probably going to come across him first. Yeah, a couple of nades going out. He's got no choice. He's going to dodge it. And out into the open, it is going to be 8C with the final kill to win that 1v1 against Jempty to give Method to finish. with the first place spot and coming in from last place on the scoreboard from the first 2 games. This is going to do wonders for them. Not that many kills. Looking at the kills, it was still FaZe in control because of partly their position on the beach, but good job for Method. Nonetheless, this is going to help rise their ranks in the current scoreboard for these 4 games. We do still have a 4th coming up, though. And so we still have yet to see on what the ending is going to be for all of these teams. FaZe still in a good spot after being in first place and then getting a 2nd. And so I'm pretty sure they're gonna stay in first place, and right on their tails Vitality, who didn't actually do too good this game. So they're gonna want to come up huge and try and answer back for that. We have 1 game ahead of us, and we're gonna go to one final break while we set that up. So definitely come back for that because I'm expecting it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, that was a really solid game from everybody. FaZe, obviously, tough losing that last 1v1, but look at Jempty. You can't really fault a guy who pulled in 9 kills there. I think what harmed them a little bit there was the split without Fuzzface. I think Fuzzface going down early kind of made it a little bit harder than it could have been there if they were 4 up. But ultimately, considering their positioning and that very difficult rotate, FaZe did an excellent job there of coming in and trying to secure that 2nd place with a ton of kills as well. So their kill count will continue to increase. Method played that position. They did have the circle advantage, but that doesn't mean anything when you have to manage that death circle like we saw. So excellent job from there. And ultimately, it's been a tough game for TSM and to an extent Vitality through that last one. But Penta also having a tough finish there. But that was just I think a tough circle. So all in all, a decent game, and I'm looking forward to the 4th one. So thank you, Cam, and we'll see you in the next one.